This is Ivy Doom Kitty, and you're watching Geek Out SA.
Hey, I'm Stan Lee, and boy, are you lucky you're watching Geek Out USA. Excelsior!
And welcome to Geek Out SA. We're here. It's Wednesday night, and we're doing something a little different because we don't have a producer. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen with that. What's going on, Kelly?
I'm still checking the cameras. I guess I'm gonna have to kind of like look at the screen over here and then look at the camera over there and then look at you and try to figure all of this out. I feel like I didn't check the camera angles good at the beginning of the show, and you're a little like low in your shot, so I'm feeling a little bad about that, but you sit up really tall and people will see you. I'm gonna look over at you now. Yeah, you look good.
Okay, cool. So a lot of stuff's been going. Well, not a ton of stuff, but there's some stuff that's been going on this week and part of last week. But Star Wars. There's a couple Star Wars things happening right now. So
yeah, there's a bunch of like, stuff starting to trickle and leak out, and then there's been kind of a big story that's been hitting like Twitter and Facebook and kind of making the rounds. So which one do you want to talk about first?
For the Star Wars part?
Yeah. Or do you want to backpedal on Star Wars and do something else?
No. Well, on the Star Wars, because this wasn't going to be a big part of the thing. I just wanted to mention it because it's noteworthy. Well, apparently there's somebody that's really sick that wants to see Star Wars 7.
Yeah, so
before he dies or something like that.
Yeah. So unfortunately, this gentleman has terminal cancer. And it's not projected that he is going to make it to when the film releases. So he's been like putting it out there and asking, if people will back him up and say, hey, execs, like, bless his heart, he's passing away. Like, he's not going to reveal any of your secrets. Can you, even if all the executives are in the room or whatever, can you have a screening of this for him? Because it's really important to him. And you've seen shots of him and all the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of the actors are kind of for this. They're kind of pushing for it.
Not be, right?
Well, I mean, but do we know if it's actually true?
Yeah. Actually, I saw on Alejandro's feed that he went, because apparently this gentleman is in Houston.
Uh-huh.
So he went and interviewed him for Sci-Fi Tonians 2, for his Star Wars edition. So this is, like, a legitimate thing.
Were we supposed to say that?
Well, yeah, it was on his feed. It was on his feed. Like, he announced it today that he went and interviewed him for this documentary. So, yeah, I mean, it's all over the place. People are really rallying for this guy. I mean, how can you not want to let somebody... I mean, there's the Make-A-Wish and everything for all of these people, so how can you not want something
this
like that
is like a
happen?
big Make-A-Wish. I mean, to have somebody's like dying wish to be able to see this movie that everybody's been wanting to see, but I'm sure people are going to be really, really jealous of this happening.
I mean, but can you really be jealous? I mean, what kind of person does that make you if you're jealous that a person's dying wish is to see a Star Wars movie and they get to see the Star... I mean, wouldn't you be cheering him on even if he lives long enough to see it in the theater? Like, what kind of person are you?
But you're still kind of jealous, right?
No?
Yeah, I would... I mean, he gets to see it before everybody else.
Are you some kind of cuckoo bird or what?
No.
You cannot be jealous of a guy who's gonna die.
Well, what's wrong with being jealous about it? It's not like I'm like begrudging him doing it. I'm just jealous.
I don't know. That's weird.
He's getting to do something that I'm not going to get to do.
Well, would you like me to give you cancer?
No, I don't want cancer.
Okay, then you can't come at it like that. You gotta be like...
No, but you're looking at it as I'm looking at it as being malice, and there's no malice intent that I have. I just, that's kind of cool. I envy the guy. Should I have chosen the better word of envy? Would that have been different?
No, I don't think that you can use any of those. No, you can't. No.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be envious if he gets to do it. Hopefully he gets to.
Okay, the camera's back on me because I'm gonna have a total fit right now and have a rant. You can say that it's really cool and awesome that he gets to see it early. You just can't. Like, I can't.
Yeah, I can say what.
Like, I usually try to see both sides of the story. You can't be jealous that this dying dude gets to see Star Wars like a couple of months early. It's not like he's the only one on the planet who's gonna get to see Star Wars and they're never gonna release it to the rest of us. Like,
I'm jealous of the execs that have already seen it.
What? You're just being weird.
Why is that weird? I like legitimately already want to see this movie.
It's not like it's a movie that's...
So I guess this is going to be a bigger thing than we thought. So...
I guess. I don't know. I'm going to try to fix my mic while we talk about how jealous you are because...
Nobody can hear you?
No, they can't hear me. So I may need to hold it closer. So, Russell, can you hear me now? Okay, hopefully Russell can hear me now. I may just have to hold the mic and try to talk on the phone and all kinds of stuff. But I want to rant about how weird you are.
Why is that
jealous
weird?
of this dude. I'm sorry. Do you not have anybody on chat? Please, I'm begging you, people, please get on the chat. Tell Mr. Weirdo over there it's weird to be jealous.
Oh, now
of
he's
somebody.
Big Daddy Russell.
Oh, Big Daddy Russell. Big Daddy Russell. Please tell this man that he is being weird. Please. Please, you can't be jealous.
Russell, aren't you... Yes, they did make a movie. It was called Fanboys?
Yeah.
Fanboys. And
that's where they sneak in and steal, right? They steal the movie that's like never gonna make it or something out or...
No. They get to see like episode 1 before everybody else.
Oh, okay. What's the thing that I'm thinking of? Oh, no, wait. That's Peter Griffin, right? Where he steals the movie from, like, Spielberg.
No, not the same thing.
Or from Mel Gibson or whatever. That's not the same thing.
They wanted to break into Lucas's house and see the movie before a guy dies.
I just hope that this guy gets to see it. I mean, literally, Disney executives, how bad are you going to feel? How bad are you going to look if this poor man dies and he never gets to see this film and your stupid little film is really the one thing that he's asking for? He could ask for all kinds of things and he's asking to see your film. Not that the film is stupid. I didn't mean it like that because I don't think... I'm sorry.
But he's not going to get to see the other two.
I'm sorry, Star Wars gods. I didn't mean that. But...
That made you be quiet there. Oops. Well, he's not going to get to see the other ones either. So that kind of sucks. Is what I'm saying.
I'm going to all kinds of end this conversation right now. We're going to move on.
So, moving on. There's other Star Wars information. Disney is actually going to stop making any of the figures with Slave Leia. The Slave Leia outfit.
Right, and this was because somebody had a big old fit about it being in the stores, right? And their kids saw it, or...
It's stupid. I mean, it's part of our history. It's part of geek history.
Yeah, and look, bad things happen to good people, right? She was made a slave. She was objectified. It happens to women all the time. What do you do? What are you going to do? You can't take it out of the movies. Like, it happened, and it's there, and a bunch of geeky boys are like down for hot Leia with, you know, her little bikini on and everything. I don't know. I always have mixed feelings about this because I see everybody talking about, like, fussing about women being objectified and blah, blah, blah. But, like, if I was a really hot woman, like Carrie Fisher was back in the day, she was super hot, smoking. I don't know. I feel like, because, I don't know. Never mind. I'm going to get myself in deep water. I'm not going to say anything. Forget it.
If you got it, flaunt it.
Yes. I'm sorry. I agree. Yes. If I was hot and sexy, I'd have it out there for people to see it. And I'd be proud of it. And I'd be glad that they were looking at it. Because, like, as a big girl, I guess that doesn't happen for me much. I know these skinny, like, hot chicks get tired of it. And they're like, oh, I'm so tired of being objectified. And so, I don't know. For me, I'd be like, yeah, you want to drool over this? Keep looking. Yes. You like it? Okay. Eyeball it some more.
Drink it in.
Yeah.
Drink it in.
I don't know. So I know that that's a big, like, fantasy, you know, Leia fantasy girl. I know that there have been problems at comic conventions before with people dressed up like her, and, you know,
well,
a lot of
before
the
we get
skin.
into that, Russell says, I understand what's going on, but a lot of people are getting going through the same thing. Why not them too? But he does feel real bad about this issue.
Huh?
Well, I'm sure a ton of people are asking for it.
But, like, a ton of really sick people are asking for it?
Why wouldn't they?
Well, because a ton of sick people aren't Star Wars fans. Like, a ton of sick people might be, like, Disney World fans. Or they might, like, want to meet the Spurs. Or, I don't know. I'm kind of mad at the Spurs after we watched that little...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
Never
digress.
mind. You digress. But, yeah, no. I mean, it's kind of sad, but, you know, just because he's getting press about it, that he'll get to see it before everyone else does, even though there's other people that are sick that want to see it.
But have
He's
the
gotta
other
be
people who are
not-
sick asked for it?
You don't know that they haven't.
No, I mean, I don't know.
It's just not well publicized.
You know, it makes you wonder how these things get well publicized and, like, spread around and stuff. I always wonder, like, how does it start? Like, with the ice bucket challenge and stuff like that. Like how does all of this start? Where, like, I mean, normally it has to be like a celebrity or somebody like that who picks it up and then they tweet about it. Or, you know, they put something on Instagram or whatever and it starts going viral. It's usually a celebrity or somebody that picks it up. So it makes me wonder, like, how did he get that attention? I didn't research it really well to see how he got the attention. But
here's the thing. I think if he gets to see it, he has to pay for it. He shouldn't have to get it for free. Why should he get it for free?
I'm just rolling my eyes over here. Y'all can't see me. But I'm seriously
why should he get it for free?
He's dying.
So everybody that's dying should get a handout. Oh, here.
Yes.
You have something free.
Yes. It's your one freebie before you go. Go to Disney World. Do something that you wouldn't normally be able to do. Enjoy life. I mean, how much of a difference did it make for us to take that trip with my dad before he died? No, yeah, we all paid for it and everything.
To pay for the movie is such a minuscule amount of money compared to what people ask for as their, you know, make-a-wish.
I think you're making a bunch of enemies right now. That's what you're doing.
Well, I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of, you know, if he's willing to see the movie, why isn't he willing to pay for it?
Well,
or maybe he is. I don't know.
I don't think he ever said, I don't want to pay for it. He's not like, oh, please get me into the movie for free kind of thing.
I just think it would be cool if he paid for it.
Okay.
Why not?
All right, world. So Vince wants this dying man to pay for his Star Wars movie. So if y'all could set it up so the dying man could pay his $12 or whatever.
But I
it's
don't
gonna
know
be.
who this dying man is.
Does it matter? He's dying.
Okay.
His life is getting cut short by crappy cancer. Cancer sucks.
Yeah,
you
it
and I
does
both
suck.
know that. And it, you know, drags your family down. So we have...
And tons of people die without getting anything or
Well, I
worse
know.
off than that.
I mean, I have a really good memory from my dad because we took him on that trip to New York and he got to see those museums and stuff that he hadn't gotten to see all of his life, even though he was an art teacher and everything. So yeah, it was great. We had a great experience. We paid for it. Okay. So now there's more like
but
social media and stuff.
We took care of that.
Yeah, but this is also something that his family can't take care of for him. It's not like his family can take him and wheel him to the movie theater. He is going to be dead before this is in the movie theater.
I don't know. I think people need to get their priorities straight. He should be spending time with family.
He is.
And not worrying about
He's going to be spending time with his
Not
family
wor-
at the...
Oh, so now the family gets to see it too?
So if you were dying, you found out that you were going to die before Thanksgiving, what would your one wish be?
It wouldn't be to see Star Wars, even though it means a lot to me, but it doesn't mean that much to me. It doesn't. I'd want to spend time with my family. Do stuff with my family as much as I could.
What if we could all go to Star Wars?
That's not fair. The rest of the family aren't sick. They shouldn't get to see it.
Well, what if it would make us all happy to know that you had gotten to go see Star Wars?
I don't know. But how did this get back on there? We're talking about Slave Leia.
Yeah, so Slave Leia is hot. I guess she's too overly sexualized for today's happy hand-holding, lovey, whatever we have going on nowadays. I'm not quite sure where we're going with all of this. I guess it begs the question, is politically correct too politically correct?
It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
I mean, I agree with a lot of things that happen. I do. I agree in having equalities. I believe in treating people fairly. I believe in treating people with kindness. But hot and sexy is hot and sexy. Sorry. And a lot of these toys are put out for grown-ass men. Oh, sorry, I said a bad word. A lot of the toys are put out for big grown men who want to see hot and sexy Leia. Mm-hmm. I mean, has nobody seen Grandma's Boy? Is that what the name of the movie is? With all the dudes that are friends with Adam Sandler, mm-hmm. And he's never mind. That scene where he's with the action figure, and no.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No.
I mean, that's what the action figure's for, right?
I don't think I know anyone that's done that.
That's what all those anime action figures are for and stuff, dressed like that and stuff. Isn't that why y'all have, like, action figures with big boobies and everything?
I don't have action figures with big boobies. I don't.
Oh, no, you have Trinity.
No.
No, you don't have Trinity. You have Neo.
Yeah.
You have Switch. And that chick from Metal Gear.
Yeah. Meryl.
Yeah. I don't know.
Neither of them have big boobs.
But there are a lot of those out there. So can't Slave Leia... Well, I guess because it's Disney-owned and Disney is family-oriented. Because I was going to say, can't Slave Leia be sold like, I mean, what do they do with all those anime statues and everything that are quite busty and... That they just sell them in anime shops and no kids ever see them, or what? Because I know that there are other statues out there and figures and stuff that are kind of, scantily clad, have big boobies, like,
Yeah, but you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
So now since Disney owns Marvel, they're going to stop doing that too? No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
it's a big seller.
But the Marvel girls have they're clothed. They're full on
Barely.
clothed.
No,
Yeah,
barely.
Totally.
And they all have big boobs. Not all of them.
I don't know. I think that I think Leia's costume is iconic. I don't think that they should be taking it out. I think that it should be sold. I mean, heck, they sell figures of Jar Jar Binks, and we have to look at those. So they might as well keep selling figures.
Russell
of Slave
says
Leia.
anime is overly sexy. People like to dress up like the shows at cons all the time. Yeah, I mean, and I was doing some research and a lot of the cosplayers on like Facebook on their pages they're talking about, oh, I'm not gonna stop putting on my Slave Leia costume when I go to conventions. So I was like, why is that such a big thing? I was like, why at this point, even though people do it, why are people saying that that's objectifying women if women do that?
Well, and my question is, isn't pulling this off of the shelves sending a bigger message? So on one hand, we have the camp who's like, women should be able to wear anything. There was a big battle that I saw among some people that I know in the geek culture about like teenage girls wanting to wear their morph costumes, and be like Spider-Gwen and other things like that. And the schools that they go to, they were saying no, like you can't wear that to school because it shows too much of your parts without a skirt on. And so those people in that camp are the ones that are fighting to say, hey, you shouldn't be looking at them that way. It's a costume, it's a character. You shouldn't be objectifying them that way. And yet it's the same people who I hear that come out of their mouths, oh, you need to take Slave Leia off because she objectifies women. You can't have it both ways. Like, you need to pick. Either the woman is beautiful no matter what she's in, right? And we're not objectifying her no matter what, whether she's in her
but if you're looking
bikini
at like
or
a
whatever.
teenage boy or a 20-year-old and they're looking at these scantily clad cosplayers, they're looking at them because, that looks good. They think it looks sexy. Why is that considered being objectified? I don't get that. I don't. Yeah, you're right, Russell. Boobs do sell.
I
wear something like that, you're going to have to expect to be
looked at a certain way. Yeah.
Not looked at a certain way, but you're going to be ogled for sure.
Well, yeah. So.
I heard that some people get upset for that. I was like, but aren't you wearing that so you can be seen? You're not wearing that because you're actually that character.
But to them, they are that character. They want to be that character. So I think that they muddy the lines sometimes. Some of them, yes, want to be sexy and they want to be seen with that sexuality. I think like Ivy Doom Kitty. I think that she comes across as very sexual. She likes the sexuality. She's a bigger girl, and she likes that people find her sexy, and she wears things to accentuate that. Some of these other kids, especially some of the younger ones, I know that we've met some of them and talked to them, and they're very uncomfortable. But to them, that character means something to them, and they want to be that character, and that's how that character looks. So they're trying to be that character. To them, they want to be that character. They want to live in that persona for a while. So it's hard.
But even in the comic books, aren't they ogled? In the comic books, they are.
Oh, I would think so, yeah.
So that should be known that that's going to happen.
But people want that stuff to move. They want to get rid of that kind of stuff.
You're never going to get rid of that.
No, I don't.
It's never going to go away.
No, I don't think you're going to get rid of it. I mean, let's be honest here. What is the number one cancer awareness group out there that's making the most money? Breast cancer. Why? Because women feel a certain connection to their breasts, that it makes us who we are, even though that may not be true. And then men feel a certain connection to breasts because they really like them,
some men are butt men and leg men, but there's a lot of men who are boob men. And even I, as a woman, I can look at like a Playboy or something, or a woman like at a strip club, and I can say, she's got great boobs.
Playboy doesn't even have. They're getting away from the nudes in the Playboy.
What?
I hear.
No nudes in Playboy.
On the internet for free. So they're gonna.
Your mic died.
Keep going.
Okay. So since there's so much internet porn, Playboy doesn't have to have nudes anymore? Oh, I think I did hear a story about that. So if but there's not so much internet porn that people aren't still looking, because now we're talking about how women are getting ogled and getting looked at when they're in these costumes at these conventions. And, this might be stereotypical of geeky guys, but supposedly, a lot of geeky guys are, lonely or whatever. So they're like checking out a lot of porn and stuff at home. So if they're the ones who are checking out a large amount of this, why do they still, you would think they would be desensitized and not still need to look at women in cosplay? I don't know. I think women are beautiful. If I was beautiful and I looked like that, and I would, big chested and had a slim waist, and I could dress up as somebody, I would do it to get looked at. I would like to get looked at. I don't know what it's like to get like catcalls and have like, guys trying to hit on you at the grocery store. I have all these girlfriends, and like guys are always hitting on them at the grocery store. And I guess it gets annoying after a while, but you just say, no thanks. Me and my boobs are out of here or whatever.
You are such a liar.
What?
You get hit on at the grocery stores.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Anyway.
Whatever.
Anyway, we both know that's a lie. So yeah, no. Well, my mic should be on now, so.
I'm asking our sound man.
I can see it. It's on right now. It's blinking.
That's probably a good indicator.
It's blinking
What's with
right
you
now,
and
so
your
it should be
batteries
good.
lately, and then you just leave me all alone on the
I
show,
don't know,
and then I
they'd be going out. I gotta change them.
I know, but then I don't want to say any. I don't know what to say. I'm like floundering all by myself.
But now I'm at full battery capacity, so.
You know what other Star Wars
works.
thing I saw while we're still on Star Wars? I saw the new posters. Did you see the new posters that came out? That it was
I did
just
see
like
the new
them
posters.
individually and
I
stuff?
did see the new posters. They're really cool.
But how sad does it make your heart that Han and Leia are super old? Like super old. They look old. I'm sorry. Like I
Yeah,
don't
they
mean
are.
to
They
hit
do
it,
look old, but granted, Harrison Ford was like 35 when he made it. When he made the first Star Wars.
I think so. Yeah,
was
much
like
older than I
35,
realized
yeah.
he was at the time. So, yeah, it's just
Carrie Fisher did not grow old gracefully.
I mean, she's got.
I
A
don't
lot of the
know. It's
lines and
been
stuff.
what?
They've got to be.
Because it came out in 76.
Yeah.
The first one.
So you and I were 3. You were 2 and I was 3.
Yeah.
So that was almost 40 years ago. So if Harrison was 35, he's 75, and Carrie Fisher was somewhere on his heels. I bet probably 28, 29, somewhere in there. So she's got to be late 60s. I thought she looked pretty in the new poster. I really liked it. I mean, you can definitely see the lines.
You can
around
see
her.
the lines,
Yeah.
and she doesn't look like Slave Leia anymore.
No,
She
but
won't
she's
fit in that
still-
costume.
She's still really pretty, and I thought she was beautiful. She looks really regal in that poster. I like the way they.
But it didn't
posed
really.
her and-
It didn't look like her. Not in the poster.
You
When
had
I
to
look, you had to really look to tell. Because even like, what is she? She did like other stuff after, when she was older, and she still looked like Carrie Fisher, but in that poster, didn't look like her at first.
I think because we have it in our minds, because we loved them so much, that they're frozen in time in our minds as those characters. And so when you see them now that they're in their old age, they're not those characters anymore, even though they are You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In your mind, they're frozen as those younger selves, as those characters. So it's weird to see them.
Yeah. Russell says QVC put out a Star Wars laptop from HP.
Really?
He says it looks badass. I want to check that out.
Just maybe the skin.
I guess so.
Star Wars.
I don't know. But since we're talking about Star Wars, NASA's been really want to do this thing about propulsion, and one of the things that they've come up, well, they didn't come up with, some British company came up with an EMDrive. What an EMDrive is, it's an electromagnetic drive that kind of like cycles through microwaves, and it actually propels in a vacuum.
Really?
Actually 1,000 times faster than standard propulsion that we have now.
But I had heard, so I had seen some other research that they're saying that space is not a true vacuum. So this, I wonder how problematic this is going to end up being for them if they're counting on the propulsion being in a vacuum environment, and then space doesn't end up being a true
But in the vacuum environment, is that a true vacuum?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about astrophysics. I'm still trying to get my mind around how the waves cause, if you're cycling through the waves, how that causes the propulsion.
But NASA has been actually going through, and they've been testing this out, and it's looking like it's going to work. So it's going to take like 2 hours, something like 2 hours to get to the moon.
Really?
Yeah. It's going to take like, I don't know. It's like
just much shorter amounts of time.
A much shorter amount of time than we're used to. I mean, everything that was said isn't proven by laws. It's breaking laws that it could do this.
Like breaking Newton's laws?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It shouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah, it sounds
But it
weird.
is.
Like it's blowing my mind.
But this is one of the things that we didn't quite understand. And once we get there, we'll go through times where we're advancing with our technology exponentially.
Right.
Every day. All of our technology is getting better and faster, and then it also gets smaller and also bigger.
Smaller and bigger.
Smaller and bigger.
And
the
faster
processors are smaller. The displays are bigger.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up that story because I'm fairly interested in space. It's not my main scientific focus. Is usually biology and that type of stuff. But I just saw, and I kind of thought about this, honey, and I'm really sorry because I did think about it for a few minutes. Starting December 14th, NASA is taking applications for 20 new astronauts.
Mm-hmm.
They're recommending that you be between 27 and 46, that you have good vision, but you have to have good blood pressure, so I was out on that one. And you have to be able to do like a lot of conditioning underwater and in caves. So again
you're
I was
out
on those. But I think it's really interesting. They said that the last time that they tried for astronauts, they had over 4,000 applicants for 20 positions. So again, they're going to try for 20 positions because I'm sure out of the 20, they probably weed it down to maybe 4 or 5, just because of all the things that you have to go through.
Like mental, physical,
but
emotional,
if you're
all of that
interested
stuff.
in being an astronaut, you have a bachelor's degree, they're opening applications December 14th. So maybe you could work on this EMDrive and see how that works. I would guess you would have to be an astrophysicist, so you would probably need a doctorate. But to be the astronaut, just the base astronaut, you just need to have a bachelor's in some type of scientific field. And then if you want to be a pilot, you also have to have the scientific bachelor's, and you have to have like so many hundred hours of flying time or whatever. They're kind of, for the pilots, they're more looking for military personnel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought when I was in the 5th grade, we wanted to be astronauts. It was somewhere around there when the shuttle accident happened, right? We were in
Yeah, at that
4th
point
grade.
I didn't want to be an astronaut.
Did you ever want to be an astronaut?
No.
Really? No? Like there's no allure for you of like
I wouldn't mind
just
going
going
to
up there and,
space,
like, being
but I
above
didn't want to
Earth
be like
and-
one of the first people to do it.
Oh, I would.
No.
If I didn't have to do the whole cave thing and stuff on Earth, now I know it's probably pretty claustrophobic in the space shuttle too, which would probably freak me out. But I guess I watch too much Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just want to be out there in space and to look down at the planets and, to see the sun shining off of them and, like, to see your continent from space and the water and then just to go out there and, like, find new stuff. You're always talking about aliens. You don't want to go to them?
Yeah, there's no... By the time we can go there, then we'll have technology that's so advanced that you won't need to be an astronaut in order to do it. Otherwise,
Dude,
you're not going to get anywhere close.
You are such a naysayer about everything. I swear to God.
Except for maybe this EMDrive. This EMDrive may be the start of that.
I don't know. I still think you're a naysayer.
I never wanted to be a
Yeah.
I never wanted to be a astronaut.
What did you want to be when you were little?
I wanted to be a doctor.
No, you didn't. You don't even
wanted-
like people.
I thought I did. I wanted to be a doctor
Did
back
you
in the
really?
day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
For the longest time. Hence why I went to health careers.
Yeah. But you didn't want to be a space doctor, huh?
No.
Come on, Bones.
Mm-mm. Which
You know-
bones?
Speaking of Star Trek, we're gonna get a new Star Trek.
Yeah, we're going to get a new Star Trek series, but it's not going to be on... It's going to be on CBS, but not... It's like CBS Access.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a paid service that you pay to CBS to actually see this thing, but it's not Star Trek Renegades, which we have one of the writers here in San Antonio.
So
It's something else.
Where is Star Trek Renegades going to be shown aside from like YouTube and stuff like that? Do you know?
They've been trying to get it on one of the networks.
Get a network to pick it up. So, but now CBS is going to have this because it's the 50th anniversary.
Yeah. But they don't know... They are not really saying what it's going to be about.
Yeah, no. I've heard a lot
It's
of
real
speculation
hush-hush.
from people, but
Yeah.
there's nothing at all coming out to say, hey, it's going to be like the original. It's going to be kind of a reboot like the J.J. Abrams movies, or it's going to be more next generation.
That's what everybody's
or
assuming it's going to be, but...
to be in that...
Or it's going to be like the next generation or something like that.
Maybe like a reboot of Next Gen?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Russell
I'll be
says,
curious to watch it.
What if aliens don't want us there?
Well, maybe they'll get Donald Trump to build him a fence.
Yeah.
Too soon?
Yeah.
Too soon.
Politics. No. No, I don't want to even get into politics right now.
Nope.
It's gonna upset me.
All right. So you had other tech type news?
Yes. Going along with technology, there was a team in Japan that actually created unbreakable glass.
Is this what they're using for the new phone screens that they're showing, where you can drop the phone screens and bounce them? Is it?
No, not really. That is kind of, they do hardening with the glass on this one. What this is, what was the Star Trek after?
Voyager, Deep Space Nine.
No. After Search for Spock.
Oh, freak! I don't know.
Well, that one where they have to get the whale, but somebody has to like make the transparent aluminum. Well, this is kind of the same premise, but it's silicone, and it's infused with aluminum oxide. So at this point, it's as strong as iron or steel.
But it's glass.
But it's glass. You can see through it.
That's cool.
And there's like you can't actually have it like, it's a weird process that they have to do in order to get it done. It needs to not touch the silicone for it to bond to it. I don't understand. I'm not in Japan, and I don't understand what they were doing.
They had to share valence electrons.
They use like gas to have it hover over it somehow, and it bonds eventually to it. I don't know.
So maybe the aluminum oxide is sharing valence electrons with the gas, and then the silicone shares some also with the gas, and the gas
bonds
is a layer in between, and it bonds the two of them together.
Possibly.
Again, not a chemist. I have basic bachelor's degree knowledge of science.
But right now, all they've created is a 2mm piece, but they have plans to expand that out to actually make stuff for like phones and tablets with unbreakable glass. So there's tons of stuff that you can do with that.
They just have a 2mm piece. I wonder if people realize like how small that is, and probably what an intense process they had to go through, because we're talking about like bonding these different molecules and everything to get enough to get a 2mm piece, and then to try to expand on that. It's pretty fascinating when you think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it makes
because if you it did a little explaining, because if you put the aluminum oxide, if you try to like directly bond it with the silicone, it crystallizes and you can't see through it very well.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why they have to use the gas in order to get that done. So big process. I don't know how to do it, but it'll be with some interesting developments in the future.
So I just got a message from a friend, and they're watching the Country Music Awards, and I don't know if Shatner's trying to tick people off or if he's just trying to get some attention or what, but Shatner came out on the Country Music Awards wearing a stormtrooper uniform.
Wow.
He is going to let the battle royale begin, because there's usually, I don't know if a lot of people who aren't in fandom realize this, but there's kind of a big headbutting feud a lot of time between Star Wars geeks and Trekkies.
It's not as bad as it used to be.
You think not?
It's not as bad as it used to be. It used to be a lot worse.
I think it'll definitely ramp up.
And one thing that, because like the fandom of Star Trek, they like to be called Trekkers back in the day, not Trekkies. They like to be called Trekkers. And if you called them a Trekkie, they would get upset. And now they kind of accept Trekkie. Yeah, I'm a Trekkie.
Shut your face. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I always thought it was Trekkie. My parents used to call it Trekkies, and that was even back like
to them that was derogatory.
70s or 80s, they called it Trekkies, and my parents loved Star Trek. We watched it religiously. So that's funny. I didn't know that was a thing. So I think William Shatner just blew people's minds. I think that he was influenced horribly by country music. This is why you shouldn't listen to country music. It messes with your head. It makes you confused as to what franchise you're a part of. No.
And I hear he writes really sucky science fiction books.
Oh, are you serious? That's too funny.
That they're not good.
He's like, I'm going to be in the film, but I know nothing about it.
I don't know. He's
You know, it's one thing to enjoy a fandom. It's whole another thing to write stories about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think everybody thinks, oh, I've read a bunch of books, like, I can be a writer. Mm-mm.
He doesn't enjoy the fandom, though.
He doesn't really like sci-fi.
Well, not that he doesn't like sci-fi, is he doesn't like the fandom. He doesn't like... He doesn't like that aspect of it, like when... He's a big, you know... baby when it comes to like conventions.
He's a big
and
narcissist.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that about him, that he's a really huge narcissist. He really, really loves himself. So.
Mm-hmm.
And not too many other people as much as he loves himself.
No.
I'll just never forget that he was so good on Boston Legal. I just really loved
him. He was good.
Boston
He was
Legal.
really good on Boston Legal. And but he didn't play him like Captain Kirk. He wasn't like this.
Yeah.
He was like
he
a real actor.
His acting a little bit, so he actually
he
had some
he learned
chops.
how to act or something. Better.
That's too funny. I don't know. I mean, you know, actors are just people too. I think people just invest too much in like what's going on with them and what they do and what their opinions are. I just think that people should start forming their own opinions.
He's been so out of everything that he's not... I think he just wants to get on people's radar.
Maybe.
He's not on anybody's radar anymore.
Yeah, I've heard that about him, that he's really trying to get like back into the scene and get back on people's radar and, oh, I'm William Shatner, pay attention to me.
Yeah.
You're not paying enough attention to me. What? Leonard Nimoy died and y'all want to talk about that? Oh, heck no. Talk about me, I'm Will Shatner. No. No, he's a bad man. He's not a good friend. He's not a true friend. Like The Flash. The Flash. The Flash is a good friend.
Yeah, because we saw a ton of shows.
We always see a ton of shows.
Well, of course, we saw The Walking Dead. And, of course, we didn't find out that...
we didn't find out anything about anything except for Morgan, which, I mean, the storyline was good.
You know they did this on purpose.
No, I know. They're trying to torture us. No, I know. I know. And they're doing a good job of torturing us. Like, they seem to know that our weak spot is Glenn. And then I see everybody posting, oh, I didn't see Glenn in the intro. He's not in the credits anymore. Blah, blah, blah. I'm
and
like,
they did that on purpose.
Stop already. Just wait and find out. Just wait.
But they did all that on purpose to cause a stir.
People can't wait for anything anymore, though. Like, nobody can wait and be patient. Like, that's the fun of the cliffhanger. It's that feeling in the pit of your belly, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Like, what's happening with Glenn?
Yeah, but usually the cliffhanger gets answered in the next episode. So this one's a little tough. This I understand.
They're just getting craftier about it, the cliffhanger. They're cliffhanger crafty.
Because Glenn was there from the beginning.
Yeah. I just think people are gonna just have a flying fit. I know that they say people will riot if something happens to Daryl, but people are not going to be really happy if something happens to Glenn, and it looks like something's going to happen to Glenn. We're not sure what, but something not nice. And possibly Rick, too, although I can't see them getting rid of Rick. You just never know, though.
I don't know.
Do all kinds of crazy stuff.
I haven't really been enjoying Rick's character as much. I like Glenn, but Glenn has to change.
You think so?
I think he's at a point where he has to change. If he doesn't, it doesn't make sense to the story.
Like, change how, though? What do you mean by change?
I think he needs to not assume everybody is ultimately good.
Worth saving.
Or worth saving.
Yeah, I mean, you have to get to that point. Look at all the wolves. Look at the people in Terminus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are people that, because of what happened, have turned into monsters.
I think this is the point that he is going to change.
If he's still alive. Yeah. Yeah, if he lives, this will be the catalyst for him.
But a lot of people are saying, oh, there's this and this. The way I saw it, Nicholas fell on top of him. The guts are Nicholas's, not his. Mm-hmm. He's gonna slip out somehow, like
Maybe
he
use
always
the Michonne
does.
trick and like cover himself like Carol and Michonne, and cover himself with zombie guts, and yeah, it's possible. Mm-hmm. It's improbable, but it's possible.
Yeah, but didn't he always get out of improbable stuff all the time?
True. That's what he's good at. So
that's like his skill. So, yeah, no. I'm really digging that show. We saw The Flash. I'm really digging The Flash.
Tell me that you are not dying to have Harrison Wells back. The new Earth 2 Harrison Wells.
Yes.
He is such a you-know-what, ugly word I can't say on air, but he is so awful. And I was like, is he Zoom? Or something with his daughter. I had like this feeling that it was one of the two. So it was interesting to see there at the end, like what's really up with him.
But I really like his character.
Oh no, I do too. Like you want to punch him in the face, but you kind of like him too. I mean, what he did with Cisco. Oh my God! But were you not infuriated that the CW cut part of what was going on? Like people were blowing up on my feed. Because the CW cut. And we didn't get to see when Cisco revealed to everybody that he has these powers and he's metahuman. But kind of not metahuman, right? Because Harrison Wells' little watch thing never goes off around Cisco. And he has that app.
But didn't it because he looked at it.
He looked at it like nothing happened.
But it wasn't
like
but it wasn't going off in front of the Flash around Barry.
True. So maybe his apps don't work on Earth 1?
Maybe he just didn't have... He had it on silent mode or something, and that's why he checked it.
And that was why he was looking at it?
Yeah, I think that was it.
He had it on silent, and then that's why he knew about Cisco. Mm-hmm. And he kept pushing Cisco and pushing Cisco and pushing Cisco. And you're like, get off his back! And then... But at the same time, you're like, yes, like, make him take ownership of these powers, like make him do what Cisco can do. Yes, he's afraid, but we went through this whole episode about the Flash from Earth 2 is so afraid of Zoom, but then you see Zoom at the end and you're kind of like, dang, no wonder he's afraid of that guy. That guy was creepy. It was pretty scary. So it was interesting.
I don't know, the Flash from Earth 2 was really ticking me off.
Just he's being real
such a wuss. Yeah, I was like, what? And Wells was telling him,
have you been hanging around with Sky lately or what?
I love what Wells told Barry. He told him he doesn't need to be teaching you anything. He needs to be learning from you.
Yeah.
I was like, nice. You can be faster than him.
You're faster and better and way cooler, so.
But yeah, no, I'm really digging that.
Really digging that show.
I'm really digging that. Russell says Gotham is getting really good. I really like the show right now.
Oh my God, yes. I'm so in love with Gotham too. I wanted to see Selena Kyle slap that little girl in the face.
Yes.
Like, she's a bad little girl. Slap her, Selena, slap her.
But you felt kind of sad for her at the end.
Yeah, like sometimes she pulls at your little heartstrings and you're like, oh, Selena Kyle is like lonely and she wants somebody to love her like Bruce and she wants to be friends and, she's trying to trust Gordon and stuff. And then I'm all like excited when I see Harvey Dent. And then I was so excited to see Ed like leaving himself the little Riddler clues throughout the whole thing. I was like, yes.
That was jacked up, though.
It was jacked up. Poor Miss Kringle.
And then freaking Forney.
And Forney. Oh, my God. I even posted, I was like, oh, my God, watching Gotham makes me want to watch Where the Heart Is. That's my favorite movie. Why is Forney a bad guy? Yeah. I don't like it. And he's a bad guy. Like, he has issues. I was yelling. I'm yelling at Penguin. Just shoot him. Just, like, shoot through Gordon.
I was yelling at Bruce.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
Bruce
why
is
are you so
such a little
stupid?
kid. Like, stop trusting everybody, little kid. Seriously. Like, yeah, we had a lot of screaming moments for Gotham.
Yeah.
Was kind of having a fit.
Yeah. Big Daddy Russell says, oh, it's back on the... It did go off. That's how he knew to call him out. But I don't remember hearing it go off.
I don't remember hearing him. I just
But
remember
I think
seeing
I
him.
remember seeing him checking his thing, and that's... He probably felt a buzz or something like that. What else did we see?
I haven't been watching Minority Report. I haven't been keeping up with it. We missed a bunch of Limitless. It looked good, but we just haven't had time to watch it.
Well, I've been watching them.
You've been watching Limitless.
I've been watching iZombie, and that's really good too.
Yeah, I've been like zoning out. I have been in super book mode. I cannot help it. Ever since I started reading these Sookie Stackhouse novels, a friend had told me how good they were, and they're of course better than True Blood. But, oh man, I love these books. So I'm like, do I want to watch TV? Do I want to read a book? Do I want to watch TV? Do I want to read a book?
That's all right. I get to see it all.
So you watch everything on TV, and then I go hide with my book, and then I'm all excited about my book. And then you're all excited about your TV.
So iZombie's good. Minority Report is really good. I need to catch up with The Last Limitless. I need to see that.
Liked Limitless.
I really
wanted
like
to
Limitless.
watch that with you, so I'll probably catch up on those episodes as soon as I can, so that I can be back with you.
And then I was like getting all upset with Bradley Cooper's character, which is the character in the movie.
Yeah.
And it seems that he's not as a jerk as he was earlier.
Yeah, because I remember on the one episode I heard you saying, God, he's being a real jerk. I was like, what is he doing? So I don't know. I didn't see what he was doing, so I'll have to go back and watch that and find out.
Yeah,
I feel like
really
there's
good.
one other thing that we watched, but I can't get it. I haven't been able to get back into Arrow.
Arrow, yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, Arrow's been good.
I'm not able to pick it up. And then Shield. I'm
Shield.
on again, off
yes,
again.
Yes. No, I really like this aspect of it. Going with May's ex.
I still don't understand how you knew that the doctor dude was that creepy villain.
Because they lingered on him for a while.
Really?
Like,
so there was like
right after.
foreshadowing or whatever.
Yeah, they do a little foreshadowing on there.
I guess I spend too much of my time like while I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I'm trying to read my book and read Facebook and do other things.
And be on your Facebook, yeah.
And so I'm like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when is it time for Gemma? Like, show me Fitz and Simmons. That's pretty much the only characters I care about. And then, And then, of course, now we have the drama. I did see the drama where Skye had the little dwarf drone in there, and then she sees Coulson talking to the woman who we think is evil. But then Coulson's finding out that she's not really evil. She has the Inhumans in stasis because she wants to help them.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 blah. So the Inhumans, it just kind of dawned on me. I've been reading stuff about comic books. Because I read, because I don't know if you remember that Matt told me about Iceman coming out as being homosexual.
Yeah.
Well, then they just wrapped up that storyline and they explained how the Iceman from the past could be homosexual, but the Iceman in the future, or in the present, is not homosexual. They wrapped it up by coming back to the story, and the little Iceman blurts out in front of everybody to the current Iceman, like, you know, tell me what's going on, and like, how can I be gay and you're not gay? And so the current one says, well, I really am gay. I have been all this time, but I've been hiding who I was because it was hard enough to be a mutant and to be kind of on everybody's radar and already hunted down. And then to add being homosexual to that, it was more than I could bear. So I hid the less obvious thing all this time. So I thought it was a really, for me, that was a satisfying way for them to wrap it up. Rather than them doing something silly or weird, that kind of made sense.
Yeah.
Because we've had friends.
But
I have a current friend who is having a hard time, even in today's society, coming out because it's hard for his family to deal with and things like that. So, so I've seen friends deal with this issue of not being able to show their true selves and to come out and be who they really are.
for whatever, for religious reasons or family reasons or whatever. So I could see, like, that kind of makes a lot of sense. You're a mutant and you're homosexual, like, and then being a mutant is kind of out here on the forefront, and you're on this team and you feel this whole importance, and you just didn't get to spend that time on yourself to really be who you were. So I don't know. I thought they handled it really well.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I digress. So in that article that I was reading about that, they're talking about Beast, because he's the one that brought all of the people from the past.
Now he's gay?
No, he got pushed to the Inhumans team. He left the X-Men because he felt like he was on trial by the X-Men. So is the Inhumans team in the comics, I wonder, the same Inhumans that they're talking about in the S.H.I.E.L.D. show?
Are you on you or are you on me?
I'm on me.
Oh.
I think. So now I'm asking you, so I'm going back to you. Do you know, is the Inhumans that they talk about in the comics, is that the Inhumans that they're talking about in the S.H.I.E.L.D. show? Do they eventually become a team?
I don't read the S.H.I.E.L.D. comics.
I just didn't know if you had heard anything about it.
No,
I haven't read the S.H.I.E.L.D. comics or anything, or the Inhuman comics. So I wasn't sure. I haven't heard anything. If anybody out there in Geekland knows if that's like where they're going, maybe with the S.H.I.E.L.D. show.
Yeah.
Because S.H.I.E.L.D. and all of them are Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all
That's
Marvel.
what I thought. I was like, I always get the
Avengers.
DC and Marvel mixed up sometimes, so.
How?
I don't know. I get confused. I get confused easily. So.
But yeah, no. So we talked about. We talked a lot about Star Wars.
Yes, we did.
Talked a lot about Star Trek. Mm-hmm. Talked a lot about. Talked a little bit about the NASA's EMDrive. Mm-hmm. And Unbreakable Glass. Mm-hmm. And all our geeky shows. Mm-hmm. But thanks for checking us out again. We've had a lot of fun, and we're actually, this weekend is going to be Extra Life, the Extra Life events. And we're actually going to be doing it at Rackspace.
Oh, cool.
Rackspace has asked us to go and do something over there, so we're going to do something over there and see what's happening there. So,
awesome, and all that goes to charity. So,
that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not going to stay up for 24 hours and play.
I can't because I have to do a college thing the next day. So
I'll give somebody money to do that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm too old for that. But I'm going to enjoy that. We might try to hit some of the other events on Saturday too. If we
not,
can.
We'll definitely promote them.
Yeah, if not, we'll promote them and let y'all know where they are. Because I know there's one at Tabletop Games. Mm-hmm. And I think they just got a new space, didn't they? They're moving to a new space.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they'll be moved yet by this weekend's event, but.
But no, again, thanks for checking us out again. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen. I have to keep looking at the camera.
Geek out, SA.
And now Vince is going to have to get up and come tell me what to do because I don't know what to do. Stop streaming?
Yes.